What's up, Giants fans, Hub watchers, YouTube and Rumble subscribers, Twitter and Instagram followers? It's Kush back at it again with another New York Giants update video. In this one, we got two main things to talk about. One, yesterday, Tuesday, was the NFL trade deadline, and the Giants stood pat, didn't make any moves, whether it was trading players away, trading for players, trying to gain or spend draft capital. Nothing was made despite a lot of rumors. And two, the Giants are kind of facing a little bit of a COVID outbreak, so to say, that they're trying to get under control right now. And obviously we know with the protocols that the league has right now, this could greatly affect who's playing in the Las Vegas Raiders Week 9 matchup right here, coming up just this Sunday. Well, it's Wednesday right now, so they have a couple of days, I guess, to try and set things right. Not sure exactly how they're going to do that, but let's talk about the first topic first. That is the trade deadline. Now, leading up to the trade deadline, because the Giants were 2-5, and of course we dropped to 2-6 now with the very close, heartbreaking loss against the Chiefs, a lot of people thought that we were going to be a team that was going to be selling, because, you know, teams that are bad at the trade deadline, usually they try and get something going. They usually try, you know, get some draft capital for their players. And I'm going to be honest with you, maybe it's because I haven't been on NFL Twitter, NFL Instagram, in general, NFL online presence that much this week, but I've only really seen one big trade, and it was the Von Miller to the Rams trade. I'm not sure if many teams at all made any type of move, so it's not just the Giants. But the reason, once again, we were expected to do something, and a lot of people and a lot of rumors were floating around about us, is, you know, like I said, we're a bad team right now, and we should probably try and get more draft capital than we have right now. I mean, we have a lot of draft capital, so if it's not that, we should probably try and free up some cap space. Now, the dude that was involved heavily in all of these trade rumors, more than anybody else, is probably Evan Engram. And Evan Engram has been involved in trade rumors since essentially his sophomore year, since his second year in the league with the Giants. And I said this back, whether it was Young Guns last week or a Just Chillin' podcast episode within the past 4 days, but I believe that I said I don't think we're trading Evan Engram, because he's been rumored to be traded every single year, and the Giants simply never do it. There was people that were convinced that he was already traded based on his the lack of usage of him in the Chiefs game, but if you go back and you look at that game, there wasn't too much of a need to use him until, you know, we had more wide receivers go out, and that's exactly when they used him. That's exactly when he got the touchdown pass. It's like when we went down 3 more wide receivers, and it's like, okay, Evan Engram, it's time for your number to be called. Before that, you know, they were using him, you know, as a blocker. They were using him a little bit as a decoy, and I'm not defending the way our offenses ran at all, because you guys know from top to bottom, I think this team is bad. I'm not really a fan of anybody, let alone Jason Garrett. I do think Garrett could use Engram better. We've all been asking for crossing routes for what seems like years now, even though, you know, it's only been a couple days. But the lack of involvement from Evan Engram, some fans thought that was a sign that he was already traded. Kind of like how when he wasn't even participating in practice last week or earlier this week, whatever it was, people were just dead set convinced it's a sign that he's going to be up and out of here. And, you know, with the injury to Robert Tonyan in Green Bay, rumors just started flowing. Rumors really started flowing. You know, we saw Zach Ertz go to to the Cardinals, and I really think that Evan Engram to the Cardinals, we could have got something good for him. I still think Evan Engram to the Bills could be a move, well, now into offseason, obviously, because the trade deadline is over. And then, you know, Evan Engram to the Packers became something that was started. Ultimately, nothing came out of it. And the whole reason we want him gone in the first place, forget the fact that we have issues with his drops, you know, issues with his production and consistency. I think the main reason Giants fans want to trade him and any other player they had their eyes on is because we don't want to do what we did back in 2018. Landon Collins, we let him walk to Washington instead of trying to trade this man and, you know, getting potentially a better pick out of him. It was rumored heavily that during that season, there was teams actually offering seconds and firsts for Landon Collins. That's crazy to think about. We could have gotten a second or potentially a first for a strong safety. Ridiculous. Same thing, well, not the same thing, but similar thing with Evan Engram, where there was a rumor going around that the Packers offered a fifth rounder. I think it was either a fourth or a fifth rounder. And I'll be honest with you, you're going to be hard-pressed to find a better deal than that. Obviously, the Giants were, because he's still here. I would have taken that. It's not, you know, the most premier draft capital ever, but at least you get something out of it, right? If Evan Ingram goes and he just signs like a 1-year deal with a team, a 1-year prove deal with a team this offseason, we're not going to get that compensatory pick. I'm pretty sure he has to sign like a noteworthy contract for us to even get a compensatory pick. And that same logic applies to anybody else that Giants fans may have wanted gone. You know, we want to get something back from them rather than just letting them walk. And that 2018 offseason was really, we let a lot of people walk. I already mentioned Landon, and for some reason my man is blanking like right now. But in the early years of Gettleman deal, like the first year or first 2 years, we did let players walk that we could have gotten something back for. So that's kind of the conclusion on the small discussion with the trade deadline coming to a close. Let me know what you guys think. And then now shifting over to the COVID outbreak, more current news. I have an article here from ESPN.com by Jordan Renan, which is going to give us some info. I'm going to read out a few select paragraphs from it. The New York Giants had a COVID-19 scare of a potential widespread outbreak heading into Sunday's matchup against the Las Vegas Raiders, but running back coach Burton Burns is currently the only known positive test. There's 13 positive tests basically, right? And the only one we know about is Burton Burns. Hopefully the 13 players, or whether it's staff or whatever, it's not anything too serious where it's like it's going to be detrimental to the team. That's what I'm hoping for, and obviously not detrimental to their health. Burns was one of 13 members of the Giants organization, some players included, according to Coach Joe Judge, to test positive on Tuesday. After retesting, Burns was the only confirmed positive. There's been some players involved, Judge said. Until we know all the information based on the retest and everything that is going to happen more overnight, we don't have definite answers for you. Saquon Barkley is among the players testing positive Wednesday. ESPN has confirmed he's in the process of being retested. Either way, even if Saquon wasn't testing positive, I've wanted this man to come back after the bye week for the longest time now. Just like I want Andrew Thomas to come back after the bye week. Yeah, I want him to get as much rest as possible. Yes, I still want this team as a whole to just play out the rest of the season before we make any type of big moves in a way, I guess you could say. I just want us to play out the rest of the season. I want to see how good or how bad we could really be when fully healthy. Maybe it's a foolish thought of mine, but I do want to see that. And I think in order for us to see that, everybody that's injured right now shouldn't come back until after the bye week. So the earliest for guys like Saquon, Andrew Thomas, Kenny Golladay should be week 11, in my opinion. The article continues saying the Giants players were lined up at the testing trailer around 10:30 a.m. The team was expected to be on the practice field at 10:50 a.m., but that was delayed for the test. They will practice early this afternoon, where Judge said some players will be missing as they sift through the process. That is all still to be determined, Judge said. They are going to go through all the tests, which takes about a day of going through trainers, close contacts, and tracers with all that stuff. In terms of any answers as far as Sunday or even something that will lead to Thursday's practice, we don't have any definite answers except for really Burton right now. Offensive assistant Jody Wright and senior offensive assistant Freddie Kitchens will handle the running back room in Burns' absence. Burns was involved in the team meetings through Zoom. So as of right now, from what I read from that article, it doesn't seem like anything that we should be too concerned about. Now, Burns is an older person, so hopefully he is in good health. Hopefully he's fine. We know, the older you are, the more susceptible you are to the virus. I couldn't speak there for a second. But in terms of players and other staff, we'll have to wait for the retest results to come out. And even then, if we're missing a lot of guys, like I said, I'm looking forward to kind of after bye week in terms of anything with this team right now. But that's it for now. Let you know what you all think. Put your thoughts down below. Like, share, subscribe, and I'm out. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. I'll catch y'all in the next one.